I want to tell you a quiet story. A story about courage that didn't shout, it whispered. It's the story of Esther and the king. Picture an ancient city called Susa. Marble halls and guarded doors. A throne room where one word could change everything. A young woman named Esther lives here, far from where her family began. She's become queen, chosen for her grace and her patience, and a quiet strength she doesn't fully see yet. Her cousin Mordecai watches the city with careful eyes. He hears a rumor, then a plan, then a decree threatening their people. It bears the king's seal, and it feels final. Mordecai sends word to Esther, "You are in the palace for a reason." But no one enters the king's presence uninvited. The law is clear. Breaking it could end a life, even a queen's. Esther breathes and asks for time. 3 days. She fasts and prays and asks her people to do the same. Courage rarely thunders. It arrives in small, steady steps. On the 3rd day, Esther dresses in royal robes and walks the long corridor. Every step echoes. The king looks up, a heartbeat. The scepter rises. She lives.
What is your request?
Timing is its own kind of bravery. At the second banquet, the room grows quiet. The king listens. Truth fills the room. What follows is swift. The scheme collapses on its maker. A new order rises to defend the vulnerable. Fear loosens. Esther remembers the fasting, the waiting, the narrow hallway. Purim is born, a reminder that quiet courage can alter history. If you stand at your own doorway, take a breath, lift your eyes and step forward. The scepter might be waiting. Thanks for listening. If this steadied your heart, hold on to it. Sometimes the quietest stories carry the strongest hope.
Who knows whether you've come to your position for such a time as this? That's the line that hooked me on Mordecai's story. Not a king, not a prophet, just a steady guardian in the shadows of a Persian palace. Mordecai raises Esther, an orphan, teaches her to keep her head, keep her heart. One day, he overhears a plot to kill the king. He passes the info along quietly, humbly. It goes into the royal record. No parade, no promotion. Just written down. Then comes Haman. Powerful, petty, obsessed with respect. Everyone bows. Mordecai doesn't. Not out of ego, but conviction. That single no lights the fuse on a crisis for an entire people. Mordecai tears his clothes, mourns in the streets, and sends a message to Esther. Speak up. She's terrified. The rules say walking in uninvited could get her killed. Mordecai's reply, don't mistake comfort for safety. Don't mistake silence for survival. Maybe, just maybe, you're here now for a reason. Esther fasts, steps in, plays the long game. 2 banquets, careful timing, calm courage. Haman's scheme unravels. The king remembers that old note. Mordecai once saved his life. The quiet good finally speaks. Haman falls. Mordecai is honored. A new decree empowers a vulnerable people to defend themselves. And the story becomes a festival of remembrance. So what's the wisdom? Do the right thing even when no one's looking. The ledger remembers. Don't bow to what bends your soul. Timing, truth, the courage to use both. Preparation plus patience beats panic. And when fear says, not now, purpose whispers, for such a time as this. I think of Mordecai when choices feel small or stakes feel overwhelming. He didn't chase hero status, practiced integrity, called out courage in others. Let the moment find him ready. If you're waiting for a sign, consider this your nudge. Do the quiet good, hold your ground, and when your moment comes, step in. The ledger will remember, not a crown, but conviction. For such a time as this.
All was still. The moon was high, and the stars were like diamonds scattered on dark velvet. But the great king Ahasuerus could not sleep. He tossed and turned, his mind full of whispers and worries. It was a long, quiet night in the palace of Shushan. The guards stood like statues outside his door. Sleep would not come. He felt something important had been forgotten.
Bring me the big book, the king said. The servants tiptoed back with the records of his reign.
A servant read in a low, steady voice, taxes, treaties, feasts, and faraway lands.
Then a day long ago, 2 guards plotted evil, but Mordecai heard their whispers, told the truth, and saved the king.
Wait, the king said. What honor was given to Mordecai? They searched the book. Nothing, a servant whispered. All was still.
Just then, a sound in the courtyard. It was Haman, the king's highest official, proud and hungry for power. He had come early to ask for something terrible, to hang Mordecai on a tall gallows. When the king heard Haman was there, he said, "Let him come in." Haman came ready to speak, but the king spoke first. What should be done for the man the king delights to honor? Haman smiled inside, sure the king meant him. He said, "Let him wear the royal robes, ride the royal horse, and be led by a prince." The king said, "Bye, exka. Extisansiman nawalan istiwa. Go quickly. Do all this for Mordecai the Jew who sits at the king's gate." Haman's heart fell like a stone. He clothed Mordecai, led the royal horse, and cried out, "This is what is done for the man the king delights to honor." The people stared in amazement. When it was over, Haman rushed home, his pride broken. All was still. That same day, Queen Esther prepared a special banquet for the king and Haman. She was a Jew, like her cousin Mordecai. She knew of Haman's evil law that threatened her people.
What is your request? Even up to half the kingdom, said the king. Esther was not ready. If it pleases you, come again tomorrow with Haman.
Haman felt proud. He did not know his final hour was near. All was still.
They gathered again. The king asked once more, "What is your petition? What is your request?"
This time, Esther was ready. "If I have found favor, let my life be given me and my people at my request."
"Who would dare to harm you? Who is he?" the king cried.
"The adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman," she said. Haman saw the king's fury and knew he was lost.
The king leapt up in rage and went to the garden to think. Haman begged for his life. The king returned. "Will he even assault the queen in my own house?" At the king's command, the guards seized him. The gallows he built for Mordecai became his own end. The king's anger cooled. He gave Haman's ring to Mordecai and Haman's house to Esther. Haman's law could not be undone, but the king let Mordecai write a new law to protect the Jews. Letters went out with the king's authority to every province. Fear turned to joy. In every town, there was gladness and feasting. A great light dawned after a long, dark night. Esther's courage and Mordecai's faithfulness saved them. Sunrise over Shushan, a new day for everyone.
The story picks up in Esther chapter 9. The day Haman planned for the Jews to be destroyed arrives, but the tables turn. Picture an old engraving of a city square in Susa, guards at the gates, families watching from doorways. Across the empire, the Jews are allowed to defend themselves. They do, and they prevail. No looting. That detail matters. In the records, it's repeated. They did not lay hands on the plunder. Imagine a faded parchment note circling that phrase. Justice, not profit. In Susa, the capital, the fighting is intense. 500 attackers fall there. The 10 sons of Haman are named one by one, like a carved list on a stone slab. They're executed. Esther goes to the king again. Calm, composed, like a royal portrait you'd find in a museum. She asks for one more day in Susa to finish the defense, and to display Haman's sons as a sober warning. The king agrees. The next day, 300 more are stopped in Susa. Elsewhere across the provinces, many who sought to harm the Jews are thwarted. Again, no plunder. Now shift to a quieter image. Courtyards at dusk, lamps glowing. With the threat gone, the people celebrate. Food is shared. Gifts are sent to neighbors, offerings to the poor. Think of an old woodcut showing baskets of bread crossing a street. Simple, human, generous. Mordecai records these events and writes letters throughout the empire. He sets aside 2 days, the 14th and 15th of the month Adar, for joy and remembrance. This becomes Purim, named for the pur, the lot Haman cast, now turned into a day of deliverance. Remember, rejoice, pass it on. There's a formality to it. Seals, signatures, scribes. Imagine rolls of papyrus, tied with cord, sent by riders across dusty roads. Feast, share gifts, care for the poor, tell the story each year. Chapter 10 is brief. Like a final stamp at the bottom of a document, the king's reign is summarized, and Mordecai, once an outsider in the gate, now stands second only to the king. He seeks the welfare of his people. He speaks peace. Picture a final engraving of a leader not on a throne but in conversation. Hands open, head inclined, listening. The arc of Esther's story ends not just with survival, but with a ritual of memory. A warning against pride. A reminder to use power for protection, not revenge. Food, gifts, generosity, an old picture of a gate, a feast, a sealed letter. Let it slow you down. Remember what was meant for harm and how it was turned to good.